of your country.
Yes, but if you
Mr. President, with respect, I think it's disrespectful for you to come into the Oval Office and try to litigate this in front of the American media. Right now, you guys are going around and forcing conscripts to the front lines because you have manpower problems. You should be thanking the president for trying to bring an end to this conflict.
Have you ever been to Ukraine that you say what problems we have?
I have been to.
Count one.
I've actually watched and seen the stories, and I know what happens is you bring them on a propaganda tour, Mr. President. Do you disagree that you've had problems bringing people into your military? And do you think that it's respectful to come to the Oval Office of the United States of America and attack the administration that is trying to prevent the destruction of your country?
During the war, everybody has problems, even you. But you have nice ocean. And don't feel now, but you will feel it in the future. God bless.
You don't know that.
God bless. God bless. You will not have a war.
Don't tell us what we're going to feel. We're trying to solve a problem. Don't tell us what we're going to feel.
I'm not telling you.
Because you're in no position to dictate that.
That's
Remember
exactly
this. You're in no position to dictate what we're going to feel. We're going to feel very good.
You will feel influence.
We're going to feel very good and very strong.
You will feel influence.
You're right now not in a very good position. You don't have the cards right now. With us, you start having cards.
I'm not playing cards.
Right now, you don't. You're playing cards. You're playing cards. You're gambling with the lives of millions of people. You're gambling with World War III. You're gambling with World War III.
In the heart of the Oval Office, with cameras rolling and the media watching, Donald Trump delivered a blistering rebuke to Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky. "You are gambling with World War III," Trump declared, his voice echoing with fury. He accused Zelensky of risking the lives of his own people and discredited his leadership entirely. The tension was visible as Trump lashed out, furious over Zelensky's claim that the United States had done nothing. "You are disrespecting the United States of America," Trump thundered, leaving no room for doubt about his anger. This was no ordinary diplomatic meeting. This was a clash that would be remembered for years to come. But was it necessary for Trump to lash out at Volodymyr Zelensky, a leader whose country has been locked in a brutal war with Russia for the past 4 years? Was Zelensky truly disrespecting the United States, or was he simply desperate to make his plea heard by President Trump? Let's dig deeper and find out.
He occupied our parts, big parts of Ukraine, part of East and Crimea. So he occupied it on 2014. So during a lot of years, so I'm not speaking about just Biden, but those time was Obama, then President Obama, then President Trump, then President Biden, now the President Trump, and God bless, now President Trump will stop him. But during 2014, nobody stopped him.
Zelensky, in his speech, carried a tone that some might describe as pointed, especially when addressing America's role in Ukraine's ongoing crisis. He argued that since 2014, multiple US presidents had failed to adequately address the issue, leaving Ukraine to bear the brunt of the conflict. While presenting his case, his words came across as critical, and in doing so, he inadvertently offended not only President Trump, but also the Vice President of the United States.
But during 2014, nobody stopped him. He just occupied and took. He killed people. You know what the contact
2015.
2014.
2014 and 2014.
2014?
Yeah. So
I was not here.
Yeah, but
that's exactly right.
Yes, but during 2014 till 2022, the situation the same. The people have been dying on the contact line. Nobody stopped him.
It was at this moment that he knew. He f***ed up.
And then, both Vice President J.D. Vance and President Trump quickly responded, taking control of the conversation. J.D. Vance challenged Zelensky's stance, arguing that the real issue Ukraine faces isn't just about past support, it's the critical shortage of manpower needed to sustain the fight against Russia.
Mr. President, with respect, I think it's disrespectful for you to come into the Oval Office and try to litigate this in front of the American media. Right now, you guys are going around and forcing conscripts to the front lines because you have manpower problems. You should be thanking the president for trying to bring an end to this conflict.
Have you ever been to Ukraine that you say what problems we have?
Donald Trump remained silent as Zelensky continued to speak, detailing how the war had devastated his country and its people. But when Zelensky, in the heat of the moment, suggested that the United States might also face consequences if the Russia-Ukraine war escalated further, Trump abruptly took charge. His silence broke and he unleashed a sharp reprimand, criticizing Zelensky severely for what he perceived as a disrespectful and reckless statement.
During the war, everybody has problems, even you, but you have nice ocean. and don't feel now, but you will feel it in the future. God bless.
You don't know that.
God bless. God bless. You will not have a war.
Don't tell us what we're going to feel. We're trying to solve a problem. Don't tell us what we're going to feel.
I'm not telling you.
Because you're in no position to dictate that. Remember this. You're in no position to dictate what we're going to feel. We're going to feel very good.
You will feel influence.
We're going to feel very good and very strong.
You will feel influence.
You're right now not in a very good position.
But was this public confrontation in front of the media truly necessary? Could this heated exchange not have been resolved behind closed doors, with a more diplomatic statement presented to the public afterward? These questions are now being raised against President Trump and Vice President J.D. Vance, as critics argue that the spectacle may have escalated tensions unnecessarily and undermined the delicate nature of international diplomacy. Senator Lindsey Graham didn't hold back when he addressed the media following the incident. He called what unfolded in the Oval Office disrespectful and expressed his disbelief at the way the situation was handled. Graham went even further, stating that he doesn't believe the US will be able to do business with Zelensky again, suggesting that the relationship between the two leaders may be irreparably damaged.
What I saw in the Oval Office was disrespectful, and I don't know if we can ever do business with Zelensky again. I think most Americans saw a guy that they would not want to go in business with. The way he handled the meeting, the way he confronted the president was just over the top. So I think the relationship between Ukraine and America is important, vitally important. But can Zelensky do a deal with the United States? After what I saw, I don't know.
Political journalist Tom Swarbrick from LBC reacted to the incident with shock, stating that in all his years covering politics, he had never seen anything like it. "We witnessed history," he declared, comparing the chaotic scene to something akin to a Jerry Springer episode, but over a war on the European continent. Swarbrick admitted he was left speechless by what unfolded in the Oval Office, noting that at moments it even seemed like Zelensky was on the verge of tears.
I have never in my life heard anything remotely close to what we have just witnessed. We have just witnessed history. We have just witnessed something that is closer to Jerry Springer over war on the European continent. Honestly speechless. There's a press conference going to happen later. Apparently, I don't know. I mean, who knows whether it's going to happen later. There's a press conference between Zelensky and Trump going to happen later. I don't know. I mean, I don't know if someone's going to emerge with a black eye. Zelensky looked like he was going to cry at points during that.
TV journalist Jesse Waters reacted to the Oval Office scenario with a mix of criticism and mockery, targeting both sides for their aggressive tone. He argued that Zelensky initially didn't read the room, failing to even say thank you before launching into his grievances.
Zelensky didn't read the room. He didn't even say thank you.
Have you said thank you once? This entire meeting? No, in this entire meeting, have you said thank you?
Waters pointed out that no foreign leader has ever spoken to an American president and vice president in such a manner, calling it unprecedented. He also questioned Zelensky's purpose for visiting the US, suggesting that if he wasn't there to sign a deal, his team should have worked out the details of the mineral agreement beforehand. Waters emphasized that Ukraine's mineral resources are its only real leverage for a peace deal, and without securing that, he argued a resolution to the conflict is nearly impossible.
Don't tell the vice president he's speaking too loudly. He can speak however he wants to in the White House. Have you ever seen a foreign leader come into America and talk this way? And everyone knows if Zelensky had come in, signed the deal, showed some gratitude, it would have gone a long way. And it would have reminded the American people that Zelensky is a victim. We could have sympathized with him. And we do. His country's been under attack. But we saved Zelensky's life. We saved his country. And it was an honor to save his country. And if you want to have an attitude because war is hell and you're fighting for your survival, I get that. But do it in private. What do you think was going to happen if you're going to do this in front of the press? You think Trump's going to let it fly? So if you weren't ready to sign the deal, why'd you fly here? And if you didn't like the language of the mineral deal, have your team hash it out with us. Push the trip back a week and then fly over. Don't fly here saying you're going to sign on the dotted line and then argue about what's not in the deal on TV. And now he's going toe-to-toe with Trump like this is some kind of debate. We're not here to debate. You can debate behind the scenes. You can debate at lunch. But if you debate in the open like this, you're going to lose. because Ukraine has no leverage. The minerals were their only leverage. And without those, you're not getting a peace deal.
Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky himself addressed the Oval Office incident in a candid interview. He clarified that the confrontation was not pre-planned, but he admitted that what truly angered him were the statements and behavior of President Trump and Vice President J.D. Vance. Specifically, he took issue with their suggestions that Ukrainians were fleeing the front lines and that he, as their president, was acting like a dictator. Zelensky emphasized that these remarks felt deeply disrespectful to the sacrifices of the Ukrainian people and their ongoing struggle for survival.
Do you think the confrontation in the Oval Office today was pre-planned, like Senator Murphy suggests?
I don't know.
You don't know? You think maybe?
I don't know. No. I don't. I mean, I don't know about it. I think no. I think it was just a really tough situation because we've been very open, very direct.
What set you off? What made you mad? Because they said your tenor and tone set that.
It's not about mad. It's not, Brad. You see, how to say, when you are in the United States, and for example, president or vice president or somebody or senators, it doesn't matter, big politicians, yes, when they, for example, say that Ukraine is almost destroyed, that our soldiers run away, that they are not heroes, that Ukraine lost millions of civilians, that his president is dictator, you know? What is the reaction? It's not about me. The reaction is that where is our friendship between Ukraine and the United States? That's it. This is filling.
Candace Owens, on the other hand, shifted her focus to the Ukrainian ambassador during her reaction to the Oval Office incident. She pointed out how the ambassador appeared visibly distressed, suggesting that she might have been thinking that this is not what she asked Zelensky to do. Owens mockingly added that the ambassador was probably still fixated on the money, implying that Zelensky's behavior had jeopardized their chances of securing financial aid. He should have behaved better so she could get her hands on the money, Owens quipped, but now they're not going to get it.
Look at her face as she's watching this correspondence in the Oval Office.
I want a ceasefire because you get a ceasefire after
Dang, my child just do not know how to act. I told him to just say these 3 things and he's out of control right now and we're about to lose all this money and I can't believe he couldn't just pull it together.
Dave Portnoy weighed in on the incident, declaring that he sides more with Trump in this situation. He argued that the war in Ukraine has cost the United States billions of dollars with little to show for it. Portnoy criticized the Biden administration's efforts, suggesting that their actions to secure Ukraine have backfired as the war shows no signs of ending. He highlighted that the U.S. has spent an estimated $200 to $300 billion on the conflict, far more than what Europe has contributed.
I'm on Trump's side more than I'm on Zelensky's side here. This previous administration, Biden, has sat, beat their chest, warned, threatened Russia, Putin, called him a killer, a dictator, all the things Zelensky says. And what has that gotten us? Hundreds of billions of dollars given to Ukraine, and they're really no closer to ending this war. Seems like it just could go on forever with us footing the bill. I mean, again, the records say anywhere between $200–300 billion we've given to them for the defense, equal to more than all of Europe.
As this topic continues to dominate global discussions, the internet has unsurprisingly turned it into meme gold. One of the most popular memes gaining traction is a hilarious mock-up of a UFC press conference featuring Donald Trump and Volodymyr Zelensky. The meme captures their heated exchange in the Oval Office, reimagined as a back-and-forth trash-talking session between 2 fighters.
Not in a good position. You don't have the cards right now. With us, you start having cards. Right now, you don't. Yeah, you're playing cards. You're playing cards. You're gambling with the lives of millions of people. You're gambling with World War III. You're gambling with World War III. And what you're doing is very disrespectful to the country, this country. Your people are dying. You're running low on soldiers. Listen, you're running low on soldiers. It would be a damn good thing. And then you tell us, I don't want a ceasefire. I don't want a ceasefire. I want to go and I want this. Look, If you could get a ceasefire right now, I tell you, you'd take it so the bullets stop flying and your men stop getting killed.
Of course we want to stop the war.
But you're saying you don't want a ceasefire.
But I said to you,
I want a ceasefire.
with guarantees.
Because you'll get a ceasefire faster than any...
The explosive confrontation between Donald Trump and Volodymyr Zelensky in the Oval Office has sparked global debate, memes, and intense scrutiny, while Trump's fiery rebuke and Zelensky's emotional plea highlighted the high-stakes tension between the two leaders. Questions remain about whether this public spectacle was necessary or productive. Critics argue that the exchange could have been handled diplomatically behind closed doors, while others see it as a raw display of the frustration surrounding the Ukraine-Russia conflict. From political analysts to internet memes, the incident has become a symbol of the complexities of international diplomacy, the sacrifices of war, and the challenges of balancing national interests with global responsibilities. Whether this clash will have lasting repercussions or serve as a turning point in US-Ukraine relations remain to be seen, but one thing is certain, it's a moment that won't soon be forgotten. What are your thoughts on this heated interaction between Trump and Zelensky? Was Trump justified in responding so forcefully to a leader whose country is embroiled in war? Or did Zelensky's approach escalate the situation, leading to such a dramatic confrontation? Share your opinions in the comments below, and don't forget to subscribe to our channel so you never miss out on the latest news and updates. Stay tuned for more.